the exchange you were having, sharing with Bobby Jindal and Megyn Kelly, is a typical frustration to me, where people who should be on the same page don't seem to be able to align on things that ought to be understood as self-evident.
Are you talking about the fact that Megyn Kelly doesn't line up with Bobby Jindal on that, and that's ought to be a no-brainer?
Right.
Yeah.
And how many times do you see that scenario?
Well, you know, it's pretty alarming if you think about it, Jim, where you've got somebody that's as bright and capable and influential as Megyn Kelly. You know, she's the second most watched cable news host, only behind Bill O'Reilly, and she's actually given him a run for his money. So she has great influence in the conservative world, and she just simply does not get it with regard to the danger of Islamic immigration, and she doesn't seem to get the fact that Congress can set the rules for immigration. If they want to prohibit people who are fans of Sharia law from coming into America, they have every right to do it.
Well, I've just experienced that myself, where people should be able to connect, and they don't. And it's a phenomenon, I think, that is almost, I don't even think almost, I think it's of biblical proportions. I believe it's a product of the judgments and cursings on the land, of our inability to connect on things that have to do with our mutual interest and dealing with practical problems in a common-sensible way. We don't seem to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, and you know what you're talking about, Jim, you know, as we start to talk about that, because I agree with you, you know, the apostle talks in 2 Corinthians 4 about the God of this world who has blinded the minds of the unbelievers. Now, by the God of this world, he's referring, obviously, to the supernatural being that's referred to in the Bible as Satan, the adversary, a powerful, evil, supernatural being that opposes the work and the power of God. And what Paul says is that being has the capacity supernaturally to fool people, supernaturally to deceive people. He can blind the eyes of people to the plain and honest truth. And that's one of the reasons why I think we have got to be people of prayer, because that's the only thing that's going to break the power of the God of this age and his ability to blind people is the power of prayer. That is a spiritual problem. People that are blinded to truth that ought to be evident to them. And we look at it and say, why don't they see it? How can they not see it? Well, part of the issue is they are being subject to a blindness, and they're not even aware that their eyes have been blinded. And that's why we need to continue to be people of prayer, as well as engage our culture in every other way.